Hello, hello, and welcome to another Donger deck discussion from the Dongers of Runeterra, hosted by me. I am Sith Holocron. I'm a big card player. I love making decks with non-meta cards, trying to make them meta. So maybe we should call this, instead of a Donger deck discussion, that why have this card never made it into like a top tier deck. I mean, I don't make meme decks. I think I make decent decks, but today's deck is quite well, fun, really, if you want the truth. And it's this one. It's out of the way. Why are we calling it out of the way? Good question. Because we're going to put a card in here that's is this. It's out of the way. So it's a slow spell, costs 5 mana. For the rest of the game, allied buffs except barrier. So therefore, you're never putting this in a Shen deck or a Fiora deck or anything that uses any type of barrier whatsoever. But the idea that for 5 mana, every single buff that you put down sticks and you get to draw a card. I don't know if you've ever watched one of these Triple D videos before. If you have, thank you very much. If you're part of our Discord, I'm sure you've watched quite a few. There's one thing I think wins games altogether, that's card draw. I'm sure you're sick of hearing it, so I decided to make a deck that draws as many cards, as makes as many cards as possible, and I have went for 2 champions. So you think about this, every single time I put a thing on, so there's Bastion, grant an ally +1/+1, and Spell Shield. That's pretty good. Now, Sith's favourite button. And normally we go, 12 to 16 spells. Warning, 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 26 spells. We have 14 units, of which 6 are champions. That leaves us a grand total, you ready for this? Of 8. We have 8 units. I know you're going to start yelling. I can hear you yelling. Bear with me. Well, you probably will yell a lot because 5 of those 8 cost 1. Now, let me try and explain how this deck works, because it's very strange. But it works, and it actually does work. So 23 Targon, 17 of this. We've got 2 champions. One is Draven. Every time you attack, you get a spinning axe in hand, which is one of these. That gives you discard a card, +1. You get a second Draven, you get Whirling Death. That's where an enemy just smacks the life out of something, takes no damage if you have a 1 there. And Tarek, supported ally, tough, copy the last spell onto me, and it can't be copied again. He will 100% with 26 spells level every single time without question. Draven, because he gives you free spells. So we need to get Draven round 3. The best way to get Draven round 3 is run 3 Draven's Biggest Fans. It's roughly about an 85% chance that you will get Draven's Biggest Fan on round 1 or round 2 if you run 3. He is also a 2/1 unit, which isn't bad. It's better than the 1/1s and all that sort of stuff. He's not fearsome, he doesn't overwhelm, he just brings Draven to the top of your deck. So the next turn, you're getting Draven. I was umming and ahhing whether to put in spiders or stun spiders or, God help me, even more spells. But I decided Spacey Sketcher is fantastic in this. Not only does he discard a card to invoke, something that costs 3 or less from the Celestial family, more spells. More units, and units are great, especially if you can get to 3/3s or any of the spells that do anything whatsoever to reduce the cost of things. And if you look again in here, the highest thing that we have got are 6/5s. There's nothing past that. It's a really low curve. And Sketcher will bring you up a whole ton of stuff, like a lot of stuff. We're only running 2 of. That's probably enough. He's also a 1/1 blocker. You then use him as a 1/1 blocker. Chump him away. That's kind of what he's there for. Now let's get into the nitty gritty of this. We need Draven, which is why we have Draven's Biggest Fan. The fact that he's quick attack, the fact that if you have him down and you get a Whirling Death, that is fantastic. sets up for Tarek, and this is the combo that you need to start with. This is a combo deck. It's not an aggro deck. You kind of take your time with it and get to grips with it and be sort of cool and groovy with it, because we have Draven, Tarek, 2 Spacey Sketchers, 3 Draven's biggest fans, and 3 Sparkle Flies. That's it. We don't have anything else. But there's enough tools, tricks, spells, and horrible stuff that your opponent is just going to go, I can't kill him! So in an ideal world, your win condition is level Tarek as fast as possible. That's super simple. And then drop out of the way. And then every time you put something on the Tarek, which is your win condition in any Tarek deck, that then stays. So Draven can become like a 7-5 or an 8-6 really quickly, same with Tarek, and they stay that way. They then all become invincible. You people then all stay invincible. It is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So bear in mind that every single spell that buffs your thing, I'm going to bring this, allied buffs are permanent and draw a card. That's where we're going for. We need that card. And if we get that card, you don't lose. I've lost one game, and I didn't draw the card. But it was still very, very close, even with a very small amount of units on the board. So what have we got? Okay. Now, you think about this. Guiding Touch is a 3-of. You're going to heal an ally or your Nexus 2 and draw 1. The draw one is brilliant. It's not Nightfall. You just get to draw a card. Heal an ally, even if you don't have any health taken off somebody. If you put Draven down on 3 and attack, then you put Tarek down on 4 and leave it. Round 5, you have 5 mana. If the only spell you have is Guiding Touch, perfect. Take it, because you don't want to drop out of the way on 5, because you don't have a spell. Guiding Touch is brilliant because you get to draw 2 cards. One from putting it onto Tarek and one from him supporting something else. So now you've hit 2 and supported once. There's 3 of the 7 you need for Tarek straight away. That is fantastic. In a meta that was running Fail the Hush, Go Hards, tons of things that bump a whole load of stuff up, War Mothers, and everything you can think of. Hush is just a brilliant burst spell that just silences a unit this round. Your lifesteal is gone, your overwhelm is gone, your elusiveness is gone. Goodbye Teemo, goodbye everything that you want to actually see, because it silences a unit. You just stop it and go kill. And we're only running 2 of those. This isn't a Zoe deck. This is actually quite a substantial thing. Now, think about this. Pale Cascade, as you probably know already if you play this game, and if you don't, I'm telling you, Pale Cascade at burst speed to give an ally 2-1 this round, put onto Tarek, then put onto Draven. You want to put this on as the second card, so you draw 1, they both get the bump, and do it after you have put out of the way on, and that buff is now permanent with an extra card. They're now both tough, they're probably both leveled, and off you shake, rattle, and roll. This is the only other unit in the deck. It's Sparklefly, it's elusive, it's a 1-2, it looked terrible when it came out, it is fucking fantastic, it has got lifesteal, it has got tons of good stuff, and we can make these even better by putting it beside Tarek, especially if you can then do something that we can show you right afterwards, which is completely bonkers. If you've got out of the way cast, you cast that once and it is just good night. Of course, we're running 3 of them. There is Draven, obviously, with all his spells, and that's targeting people. That's why Draven is in the deck, which is why we have the biggest fan to get him out there, to get his spinning axes really, really good. But this is excellent. And Might has been in most Noxus decks for quite some time. The fact that its burst speed means it can't be stopped, if you wonder what the burst, fast, and slow all mean. So you just hit it, and then you give an ally 3-0 and overwhelm this round. Now, putting that onto Tarek and into Draven, again, anytime you've got out of the way, they stay +3 power and overwhelm permanently. And that is just ridiculous when you add in the fact that they're also tough each. And all of a sudden, this deck is starting to get right out of control. But no, it's not, because we're only halfway through the deck, so let's go for a bit more. This is a brand new spell. It is also burst speed. It also costs 3, and it gives an ally +3, +2 this round. Hello, hello, hello. This is brilliant. This on the Tarek, and beside anything, and you win. Because Tarek is now a 6/6. If this happens to be one that you can play next. If Draven was the one before you played Tarek, he is now a 6/5. Tough. Regardless of whether you put out of the way out. That is ridiculously good. But if you've played out of the way anytime after, say, round 5, and drop it, take the damage on round 5 if they're attacking back, every single one of these spells, Might, Pale Cascade, Guiding Touch, all of these things, anything from Sketcher, and we continue going on down here, is just ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Getting 3/2 for 3 mana permanently? Hello, that's just amazing. If I could get, I'm pretty sure it's in here somewhere. Is the one that gives you? Oh, it's not. It's in. Well, stop even talking. Sharpen Resolve's one of the best cards in the deck. It's fantastic. Whirling Death. Oh look, there's Draven's spell. You can put this out. We're running 3, and just kill something, or nearly kill it enough for the thing that you're blocking it with, then kills it, and the person who has battled it doesn't take any damage. I said this at the start of the video. That's why we're running 3, because it's fantastic. Again, cheap. It's a fast speed, can be blocked, but that's how it is. And then I don't think you can run a Tarek deck without Zenith Blades. You don't need 3. 2's more than enough, to be completely honest. If you play it first, you draw another Zenith Blade. But again, the fact this is something that you want to cast after Out of the Way is out, and then you can cast it at any time. It's at slow speed. It can be stopped. It can be notified. It can be denied. You can kill the unit off. There's tons of things that you can do to stop it. But if it goes through and you've Out of the Way out, hello, you just are fabulous. Like, you're just fabulous. That and Might. I had 3 Mights, no Zenith Blades. I went to 3 Zenith Blades, no Mights. The 2/2 works perfectly because it gives you exactly what you want. And if you have Out of the Way cast, remember, that's a spell. That's a spell. Yes, it's slow. Yes, it can be denied. But that's it. It's the only thing that can stop it. Notify can't stop it, which is why it's a brilliant cost for 5. It costs 5 because it's brilliant. We're running 2 Bastions as well. Grant an ally +1/+1 and Spell Shield. Spell Shield permanently with Out of the Way. Yeah, you try and Val Feast me to get rid of it, but it won't really matter because I've Spell Shield, so it does absolutely nothing. And I'm tough, so you're not even doing anything. Yeah, really good. Really, really decent. Obviously, our Tarek is going to be the main win condition by miles. But the last 2 are fantastic. Out of the Way is the whole card that got me thinking about making this deck. The whole idea of buffing things and them staying buffed instead of them being your normal have a 2/1 and then it goes away. Or healing 2 and it goes away. Or Sharpen Resolve giving you 3/2. Or Might giving you 3/0 and Overwhelm and then it all goes away. This keeps everything the minute that you do it, and it lasts the entire game for everything. Once you have leveled Tarek, he is then invincible. He has got Unyielding Spirit. His partner gets Unyielding Spirit, and because the buff is permanent, if you then put out somebody else, your entire team don't die. So getting Out of the Way out first. I may even take it back and say if you can play this in round 5, play it, because every other spell after that just sticks. So Out of the Way is a huge thing and very hard to stop. Yes, they can deny with 5 mana back, but that's only in Ionia. Outside of that, this deck wins so often. I mean, it's ridiculous how good it is. At 14 games, 13 wins, 1 loss, by the way, which is a very small sample size. I do know that. But 1 loss, and it was because we didn't get this card. So this and Sharpen Resolve and Tarek and Draven are your 3 main things, and your proc is that. And the last card, Well, I mean, if you get this, then the game is completely over because they can't kill anything. Once you've got out of the way and then put in survival skills, well, then you can't drop below 1 this round. Out of the way means they'll never drop beneath anything. You're stopping the 10-10 field of rushes. This can pretty much take any deck of any health, of any keyword, of anything, and the only thing it really struggles with is elusive, but the two hushes are in there for the elusive thing. We don't have elusives. We only have the Sparklefly, but that's still a really good thing. But remember, unless you're taking from your two Spacey Sketchers units, there's no other way for us to invoke anything. So you want to try and keep your units as alive as is humanly possible. Survival skills out of the way being the big, massive one, and then all these buffs. That just deals with horribleness. This is my out of the way deck, featuring Tarek and Draven. I hope you enjoyed the last 15 odd minutes or so. The deck code will be in the pinned comments, as is a free invite to come and join the Dongers of Runeterra Discord. Thank you so much for watching. I love making decks for you guys. I hope you enjoy watching them as much as I like making them. So, in the meantime, take it easy. Till the next one. Dongers out.